Well, I'm trying to start the show, but I have audio coming from 3 different places, everybody, and it's exciting. Okay. Hi, everybody. You probably expected the best in faction music, huh, guys? Like we were counting down, and then I should have gone do 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 and played the right. Anywho, no. If you can remember it, okay. Fair enough. Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to the incredibly professional and well-organized Charity Hammer Prep Show. For those that don't get the joke, this is Mitch, Colin, and Chuck. Our names aren't on the screen, which is new and different. And we used to, like many of you out there, like most of you out there, we used to do a podcast. So that's the joke. But what we're here today to talk about is Charity Hammer. And before we do that, I'm going to turn on the names on us because that makes us really fancy. Oh, here we go. Ooh. Okay. All right. I'm just glad they're the right ones.
Ooh. Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
Yours could just say Lucas, since we had Lucas's orc on the logo forever. Okay. So it's time for Charity Hammer.
Yeah,
Charity Hammer is a week and oh no, it's literally a week. It is a week from right now.
No and
a week from right now, I will
less
be
than a week technically.
Yep.
That's true, and I will be frantic a week from now. So it's time to tell you guys all about it. We used to do podcasts all the time leading up to it, and so we just talked and talked and talked and talked. That's not our lives anymore, but we still want to tell you all about it, and so that's what we're going to do. For those that haven't paid attention to Charity Hammer before, haven't watched any of it, Charity Hammer is a stream event. You watch it from your home or from wherever else you'd like to be. It is no cost to you, and it is a charity event to raise money for Child's Play, which is a charity that specifically supports children's hospitals and also domestic violence shelters. Over the course of the last 5 years, we've raised just close to $250,000 for charity, just from the 40K community. The event is 3 days long. It's roughly about 80 hours. It's actually over 4 days. We keep saying it's 3 days long, I think, because of the 80 hours. But when I saw it in marketing material earlier, I literally had a moment with myself where I said, is it 3 days or is it 4 days? Anyways, Charity Hammer takes place over the course of 4 days and is 3 days of content. 3 streams going the whole time. And it used to be years ago at Charity Hammer 1 that like no one was doing 40K streams. So the fact that we were doing them at all was a big deal. Now everything's changed. And so what we've done is we've made a point of a ton of different interesting content. Silly stuff, funny stuff, interesting stuff, just hard-nosed competitive things, things that look like they're competitive, but they're actually not. All types of different fun stuff. So we're going to do this 3 streams the whole time, and you guys can watch whenever you want. It will all be up online. You can watch it later. That's fine too. But here's the thing. So we've lost Mitch. We're not off to a good start. I gotta be honest.
It's just us podcasting. He'll be back.
I gotta be honest. We're like 6 minutes in and we've lost a host. So this is not great. So Charity Hammer is a heck of a lot of fun. We are going to raise money for the charity, and the way we're going to do that is you guys are going to donate money. There's a donate link. It'll be at the bottom of this video. It will be all over the place over the next week and throughout Charity Hammer. And you just donate to that link. It goes straight to Child's Play. We don't take any of it. Not a single penny is taken by us. All of the food we eat, all of the prizes we give away, everything is donated. We don't use any of the donation money. So it goes straight to Child's Play. If you're in a place where that is a tax incentive, you can get a form that will work for that. And then over the course of the weekend, we give prizes away. We have thousands of dollars of 40K product to give away. We'll talk about it here in a little bit. It's always wildly obscene, right?
I think we can call it 1 couch load.
Oh, it's more than that's not even.
That's not all of it.
No,
okay.
No,
more than a couch load.
Yes, there's 27 time slots, and there are 40 different prizes. And the bigger prizes are things like, we'll talk about we'll wait on that. I don't think we need to let
before I can tell about prices. How do I get tickets?
That's true. So what happens is you donate money, and every $30 you donate goes into a raffle spreadsheet. That way you don't have to keep track of the ticket. So don't ask me how you get the ticket. We're keeping track of it. It's a very fancy spreadsheet that's not at all manual. It's actually entirely manual. And and we just draw prizes, put you on the spreadsheet. Then what happens is we email you and we say, hey, you won this thing. Do you want it, or would you like us to put it back in the prize pool for next year? Lots of people like to do that. It's fun to win the thing, but then they're like, well, I don't play that army or whatever, and they decide to pay it forward. You can do that as well. Then whoever donated it ships to you, so it comes from some strange person. Well, it might come from some normal person, but it likely comes from some strange person.
Do we have a normal person?
No, I don't have any. If I'm supposed to have them, I don't have any. Okay, we're going to bring Mitch back in. We'll see how this works. News from the Omnissiah?
Yeah, no, we're good now. I just went to a different browser, and I've got a nice John Wick Space Wolf background now.
Okay, I like that. I think that's great. I would watch that.
You
movie.
Killed his dog. Like
I would wait in line overnight to watch that movie. I think.
I mean, a Space Wolf. John is going like you killed my wolf. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm thinking it's for the Emperor. Okay. Like.
Yeah. Right. That's great. Is it? And who is having internet problems? Is it specifically Mitch, or am I also hard to hear?
I'm only seeing Mitch bounce around. So.
Okay. Well, that's normal.
Yeah,
well,
close
not
my
that
browser.
fast.
I'm trying to kill.
Okay. All right. We'll let Mitch work on that as we push on. Okay. So that's what Charity Hammer is all about. The very first year, we had 12 people. The next year we had many more than that, and now we have somewhere between 30 and 40 people every year. They come and they go, and they get on and off stream, and it's just a wild time. People are exhausted. They do silly things. People wear pajamas at times. It is the 40K slumber party. That is literally what people refer to it as. So that's what Charity Hammer is. And now we're going to talk about all the fun ways we're going to entertain you. But before we do that, I would like Chuck and Mitch, who have not been allowed to say pretty much anything so far, to talk about Charity Hammer and maybe what they're looking forward to, or what they. At this point, you guys don't know hardly anything that's going on, right? Because I'm going crazy circles and you guys are busy.
Look, I'm going to show up on Thursday, and I'm going to help until Sunday, and then I'm going to go home. The details are a little spotty.
What he said,
Warhammer and some other players with me. It'll be great.
What he said, but Wednesday. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll show up Wednesday evening and help with everything I can, and I will fetch people, and I will fill in where need be. All I know is I'm the Lord of the Night, and I always will.
Yes. So. It's the time of the Mitch. It's true. So yeah, I think we've done charity. The three of us have done Charity Hammer every year, despite the fact that Chuck was sick last year and had to hide. The three of us have done Charity Hammer every year, and we always get to the point a week out where I make a lot of very rapid decisions to make everything finally go together, and then we get on the podcast and I tell them about it as well. So they're your analog for the purposes of this. But if you're watching live, which some people are, you can feel free to ask questions, and we will answer them from the side of the screen. Donald says,
I should turn on chat.
Holy cow, it's a week away. Got to get some painting to do. I paraphrased what he actually said. So let's talk about Charity Hammer. What I'm going to do is we're going to walk through.
I just really appreciate Paul Winter saying I went back into reserves. This is true. The nice thing when I go back into reserves on the 2-up, you get a free CP.
Oh.
Just something you didn't know about me, but it's an actual rule that I was born with.
I was not aware that Mitch is an expert of the Uppy Downy, which is what that's being called around me now, and it makes me very happy.
Yeah.
Uppy Downy is my favorite name for any tech now in 40K, the Uppy Downy. Okay, so Charity Hammer.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the agenda. But before I do that, I'm going to talk just a little bit about our two sponsors. Sponsor number one, War Games Live. Now, War Games Live gets to be a sponsor because Joe is coming out, setting up his stream gear and running the primary stream. Last year he did that, and it was a massive hit, huge success. He was fantastic. He was, I think, the biggest single improvement to Charity Hammer that we've made at any one step. Like, just a massive, his community and his impact on the game mixed with ours was just magic. So he's back this year. This time the Joe Mobile, the RV, is going to be here with the dogs in it. So Mitch, I believe your dog's sitting for part of the time he's here.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, he will after Charity Hammer, he'll be going to Texas to cover an event, I believe, and I will be keeping an eye on the doggos, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah, so he's coming up here for Charity Hammer, flying away for a tournament, flying back, and then there's a tournament called Cascade Clash, I think is what it's called, which will segue me really well into the second sponsor here in a moment. But that tournament is actually 1.5 miles from my home. So I think I told Joe he could leave his RV here, but I don't remember, and I should tell my wife if I did. So War Games Live, amazing sponsor. We sure appreciate Joe. If you've never seen his streams, you don't understand what 40Q streams are supposed to be.
Also an absolute legend last year, just going through the night. Just the amount of hours he put on stream is fairly unrivaled. I mean, I'm sure we've had a couple standouts in Charity Hammer who have done similar numbers, but like just the commitment to the is impressive.
Yeah. So he's going to stay out here and do another tournament. There's a store, you see, who does tournaments near me, and they did a huge one that was really fun in, I don't know, June. I don't actually remember. And now they're doing another one in October, and Joe's out here for it. So that is our other giant sponsor, which is Aegis Games. For those that have followed our podcast for a long time, our podcasts that don't exist anymore, if you followed those, you've heard the story of where Aegis Games came from, and you know that the people that own and operate that store, Noah and Lee and JT and Nick, and I'm sure I'm forgetting people, that those people are amazing humans, and they help with Charity Hammer every year. And over the past few years, they've increased their support each year to the point where this year I went to them and I said, just be the sponsor. Just, you guys are the sponsor. You want this to go well. And they gave me just a ton of prize support to give away. Just a store that is as focused on being incredible humans as it is on having fun at a game. So love it.
Yeah, they represent, well, they do a really great job of both represent from like in any different aspects, right? You've got customer service, you've got love of the games they sell and play.
I think
you've
should
got
try turning your video off,
openness of the community, and they okay.
Forgetting about every other word, but hilariously, it's doing it in such a fashion that makes you seem like you're really drunk, like it wobbles in and out.
Yeah,
man, I'm only coming in at 480p. This is okay.
But I mean, I can double down on what Mitch is saying here. Like
they're just amazing.
They
people.
live being good people, like all the way through and through at every stage. I do also want to mention that tournament we're talking about, Cascade Clash. It still has tickets, so if you're looking for something in Pacific Northwest, I would definitely look into it. It's on October 5th, 6th that weekend. I'm certainly going. I know lots of other people are going. It's one of the best tournaments run in this area, and it's not something to be missed. So if you're thinking about it, I would say get in there. You'll have a great time.
Yeah, and I told Noah I'll either come play or I'll come help. One of the two things. I'll be there in some fashion.
Yeah.
The last one was at a really bad time for me, but this one I'm all in. I don't play a lot, so I don't know if I'll play or hang out.
There's not many tickets left, so make a good choice.
It's a golden ticket event, says Mr.
True.
Noah.
Yeah, I believe best overall.
So we have a lot of stuff to give away, and it's like a ton of models. Like, I don't even know, lots of chaos stuff. There's actually an Ahriman who's been to every Charity Hammer because every time we give him away, nobody wants him. And I enjoy that. He's in his box. He's ready to go. Someone's going to want him.
He's trying to match with his perfect person.
T-Suns are really good right now. Exactly. He's trying to find his future, his permanent human. So that's Well, there's only 2 tickets left, so I don't know that us promoting it was actually that
No,
helpful.
I believe what he's saying is 2 golden tickets.
Oh, it's 2 golden tickets. Okay. Well, that makes more sense.
At least I hope that's what he's saying, because the app is saying he's got like 20 tickets to go. But you know, when you're already at 100 something, that's not very many.
All right. Mitch is doing calisthenics now. I don't know what's happened.
I was turning off my TV and just trying to find other things to trim bandwidth. I don't know. I pay for gigabit service, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay, well, that was fine. I heard all of that completely normally.
Yeah.
Well, of course, you heard the complaints perfectly. What do you think, John?
Well, I have teenagers. I'm very used to hearing complaints. Really experienced at it. Okay, so I want to talk a bit about prize support. And there is a lot going on. And one of the things that's happening is a bracket competition where you can win the brand new Age of Sigmar box set, which I've heard the models are just amazing, which is not surprising because as much as I love 40K, AOS has better models. Shh.
Oh man, it's not even close. No. This is really important.
Do we need to talk about the new Inquisitor model?
I don't have a platform anymore, and I'm going to seize this moment, and and you're just gonna have to deal with it for a second, Colin. Holy shit, like Age of Sigmar models better. Like let's leave the atrocity that is Cody as aside.
Okay.
But let's go with the Sanguinary Guard and everything, and then you look at like the some of the like similarly modeled golden armored, Sigmar stuff. Well, no, I know, but there's multiple different ones at this point that like were models where you're like, oh, you just love this army way more than you love the Blood Angels. Like you took away their nipples and you gave them nothing. Like it's.
Okay,
24. Guys, Colin's trying to suppress me, but like really, like
yes, I really am.
Get GW.
Yes,
okay, I'm done.
So Age of Sigmar has really beautiful models, and the box set is probably has retails for $7 billion. So you guys can win that in the bracket challenge. I'm not.
It's approximate, but it's a good guess.
I'm not a podcaster. I could say that 40K is too expensive.
It's Australian dollars.
It's fine. So 40K is too expensive. Sorry to drop that surprise on anyone. Okay. So yes, Age of Sigmar box set donated by Aegis. Fantastic. Additionally, the runner-up prize is this airbrush kit that has the brush and the cable and the compressor and paints and all the different things all in one kit, all that Aegis has put together and is just going to ship to you. And so if you've never airbrushed, you can get all this stuff. Chuck will come to your home and show you how to do it.
No, I'm awful at airbrush.
That's true. You are. I forgot that.
I traded mine for custodes. That's what.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. I am acceptable at airbrushing. I am not good at making the thing work when I treat it badly.
That's what I say. I'm very good at getting the paint on. Did you want to use the airbrush again? Because I'm gonna screw it up.
Oh, I love airbrushes. Are the only way I can paint models.
Yeah. So airbrush kit, fantastic. Yeah. That's really cool. But you know what's cooler than that is money. But we can't just give you money because that's not how the law works. That said, Aegis Games has a fantastic web store. And they are giving us a $800 gift card that we're just going to give you to spend at their web store. So you could donate $30 and you could make a profit of $770. Or you could donate lots more than $30, make less profit, and feel better about yourself because you helped the children's. So,
the gambit. How many should I try?
That's exactly right. If I spend $700, well, I have so many tickets that the $100 will be for sure. Yeah. So, thank you, Aegis. Fantastic prizes. There's lots of other stuff being given away. In addition to that, the artist that created our new logo, it's a new artist we haven't worked with before. April Prime. She's done some magic stuff. We'll put her Instagram in our stuff. She's done other professional artwork as well. I just don't know about it. I just know I've seen
Dungeons and Dragons and Magic are the main ones, I believe.
Okay. She's fantastic. The logo she made for us this year is top notch. And we're gonna make a full size print of that and have her sign it. If I can get it here, I'll have all of Charity Hammer sign it. I don't know.
Can I get one of those? Possible. I want one of those.
Okay, well,
like that's fucking cool. Like,
yeah.
no, like I like whoever wins that. I'm envious of you. I
Okay.
literally go to the event and I'm not going to be able to get that. That's rad.
Okay, maybe we make 3 and give all 3 of them away, and not to mention, I don't know.
Just to spite me, I'm
no. Well, it's all about the children, Mitch. It's all for the children. So we're also going to do that. We'll have objective markers to give away stuff like that as well. Okay, so let's talk through the agenda. And my favorite way to talk through agendas is with spreadsheets. So we're going to do that together. It's going to be very exciting.
He is a freak in the sheets, people.
Let's see. I'm going to share my screen. This is always exciting. I made sure there's nothing up that's embarrassing.
That's really important.
It is. Well, I do web presentations as part of my job. So, okay.
You don't want to JD Vance it and have a bunch of couches just like.
I can't see what's going on. I don't have. I don't have visibility. Yes, enhance. I don't have visibility of what you guys can see, which is fantastic. So is this good?
We can see stream table 1 and 2. It's too small. Can you shrink it to just one table at a time?
Yeah. You mean zoom it?
Yeah.
Oh, not that button. That's not the right one. This is a PC and not a Mac. Here we go. Okay. How's that?
Much better. Much better.
Okay. So the tournament, the whole event starts Thursday, September 5th at 2:00 Pacific. All of our times are in Pacific because the event is in Pacific. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
I'm not sorry.
We made a schedule. We made a schedule that is GMT one year just for our own entertainment value, and it was not helpful for us.
It's not helpful for anyone.
Whoa! Now let's be inclusive. Aegis would want us to be.
I'm not slamming GMT. I just like it's more math. It's just more math.
Very fair. Okay, so first up, we've got the one and only Ben Jurek. He's on. For those that don't know Ben, he's from Team USA. He's also won a gazillion tournaments. He's going to play my new friend. I've not met Nick in person yet. Nick Frum is a local who has won a gazillion tournaments as well. They're actually in the big tournament, which is part of this. We'll talk about in just a moment. They're the 2nd and 3rd seed. The brackets make it unlikely they'll see each other except in the finals, so I put them together to kick off the event. Ben's also going to play a different list here just in case they do see each other in the finals. So we're going to kick off with a great game with the 2 of them. Now, one of you is making unfortunate noises. Crackling noises. Anywho, so here's how these games work. They're 3-hour time slots. They're on stream. It's usually 2 hours 45 and then the 15 minutes to cycle to the next game. But it's very interactive. Every single stream session has a stream host, someone sitting at the computer, watching the people, hanging out with the viewers, talking to them, interacting with them. You get to ask questions. You get to interact with the people playing the game. They're going to talk through what they're thinking. This is not like watching, the Las Vegas Open or something where you're seeing really high-end play and commentators that aren't at the table. We did away with commentators because this is an event that's for fun, right? It's for charity. And so we let the players just openly talk about what's going on. And that's paid dividends for how watchable Charity Hammer is. Last year is the first year we just got completely rid of commentary and we received a lot of good feedback. Tournaments can't do that because they can't let the players talk, right? But we can. So that's what we're doing. If you guys have anything you want to add, I can't see you now, so there's no verbal cue for me.
No, I agree. It's really cool to be able to have it creates a more collaborative atmosphere for what's going on. And it also prevents the chat from being full of like, oh, well, they didn't do this or blah, 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 because like the whole thing's sort of being talked through with the audience, which is creates a different chat experience than you'd have watching a tournament.
Yeah, and we also end up with things like if people donate $90 in the next 30 minutes, we're going to blah, 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 right? There's also that sort of playfulness that happens with the community as well that I really think people enjoy. So that game gets us rolling. This is Stream 1. Stream 1 is War Games Live, okay? Simple. Stream 2 is the old YouTube that you're on right now from when we were best in tabletop. I still have the YouTube. Why not use it? It's got like 2,000 subscribers. Makes perfect sense to use it. The next game over is JT McDowell and Matt Evans. JT McDowell, I have played 40K against hundreds of people. Okay, my favorite opponent. Boom. End of story. JT is funny and embodies everything there is to like about the game. He's from Play on Tabletop, for those that know him from there.
I mean, are you as hurt as I am, Chuck, to find out this way?
No, I mean, I kind of knew.
Yeah. And
It's
also,
fair. It hadn't been said in my presence, and
you
now
both would rather play him than me. Just to be clear.
Oh,
yes,
100%.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody's fine here. So if you guys don't know Play on Tabletop, you should. I mean, that's go look at it. Pause us. Go over there.
How did you get here? You don't know about them.
Yeah, their content is just incredible. He's going to be playing a long time now Charity Hammer supporter Matt Evans. Matt is a very animated, engaging player. I think this is one of my best matchups I've put together. I think that's going to be just a stellar kickoff for Stream 2.
Who's
then over
also famous for just how poorly he treats his Tyranid models.
Oh my God! Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Like plastic baggies are a luxury for this man. It's much more likely he's bringing something from the Piggly Wiggly.
Well, he might do different. He might be different this time because he was because was it last year that he got in the car accident on the way here?
Yes,
and all of his Tyranid models got smashed.
He's also like a father now, so like maybe he's graduated to like Tupperware. I don't know.
It could be. Maybe everything's in sippy cups. I don't know where we're going with this. Okay, Stream 3 is on our old Twitch, which we also still have. It's just fun to have one on Twitch and one on YouTube. It's an easy way to break it up. On that one, we've got Chuck and Bailey starting it off. Now, you guys know Chuck. He's right there. Bailey is a store owner from the middle of the state and goes to all of the tournaments, it turns out. Everybody knows him but me. I stopped going to tournaments, so I don't know him in person. But Bailey got added, and I started talking to him, and I knew immediately that he was the type of personality Charity Hammer needs. And he and Chuck are going to kick off a new content that I've invented for Charity Hammer that's called My Faction is the Best. And this is a competitive game where they're going to play Votann versus Guard. Chuck loves him. Well, actually, Chuck, you don't have to play Votann, but you'll probably want to based on what I'm about to say. Chuck's going to play an army he's passionate and loves. Not just how the models look, not just how they play, but like Chuck loves this. Bailey has a massive obsession with Guard. Okay, it's
pathological.
Yes. So this game, while they're playing each other, they are going to explain to the audience why their faction is the better faction.
This is really unfair to Bailey. How is he supposed to compete with a bunch of dumb regular humans?
Well, I guess we'll find out. So at the end of the game, there's two winners. There's the winner of the point game, and then there's who the audience said convinced them is the better army. So that'll be a hoot. There's several of those throughout the tournament.
Love that.
I think they're going to be great. Okay, so then all three streams are going to go off to the kickoff stream. Kickoff stream is myself and some of the other members of Charity Hammer for an hour. We run you through what's happening. We talk about the prizes. We talk about the top 10 from the tournament, stuff like that. It's fun. But yeah, it'll be about 45 minutes long. Then we'll go dark. 15 minutes later, that's when Charity Hammer kicks off. People ask me why the kickoff stream is not first. That's because if stuff breaks, I don't want it to be during the kickoff stream. So we do kind of it's like a pre-warm-up. It's like preseason. Like we're just making sure everything's going and people are limbered up. We're not going to have a hammy pull or something.
It's those really intense short breath or like deep breaths you take right before you go underwater. Like that's what it's for.
Well, you're about to do 40K interval training, right?
Yep.
Play a game, take a break. Play a game, take a break. Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
you guys get a break.
Joke, right? Okay. So here's the next thing that happened. We got like 30 people coming to Charity Hammer. 4 of them are named Nick. That made us immediately realize that we can't call them all Nick. Problematically, they don't all have easy to say last names. So what we've determined is that they're going to play a 2-round tournament to determine which one of them gets to be called Nick for the weekend. All 4 Nicks have agreed to this. It is a 2-round tournament, so it's single elimination. Only 2 Nicks will remain after the first round, and then they'll play in the final. And then that winner is Nick for the weekend, and everybody else is going to be given an appropriate and not at all mean or derogatory nickname.
And that eliminates so many options.
So on table 1, we have Nick Hendricks and Nick Villegas. Nick is from actually, I think it's Vegas. I think we talked about this. Anyways, Nick is from Aegis. Nick Hendricks is a longtime local 40K community member. Nick has been at Charity Hammer many times. He's another of my very favorite opponents. These two have never been anything but delightful. So that'll be a great game. Over here, we have 2 more great Nicks. This is wrong. Nick Villegas can't play both games. This is Nick James.
It's set now.
It's Nick James, bitch.
Hey, now we're trying not to swear.
Oh.
At least I am.
That's not a we.
That's fair. That's fair. But the children. Okay. So the Nick off there, and then we go over here to the Nick off finals. Okay. Stream 2 from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock is JT McDowell again. Now he's with Tyler Bortel for My Faction is the Best. This is actually supposed to say Drukari in Tyranids.
I was going to say, since when does JT play anything but Pain Elves?
He's got them. He's got them Votan.
I'm sure he does. JT has many factions. So that's our second My Faction is the Best. That'll be a great kick because Tyler Bortel is a pretty. Both of those people are very good on the fly, so I think there'll be some real creativity there.
Good banter there.
Yeah, really good banter on that one.
It's also Tyler brings that energy that you want to have on the first night of Charity Hammer.
That's very true.
Like that like everything's popping. Like I can't keep all of the thoughts in my head, so they're gonna spill out of my mouth. Like energy that we love him for. It's gonna be great.
Fair. It's fair. It turns out that the viewer schedule that you all are going to get to see when this is up for you, that viewer schedule wasn't updating correctly. So we're looking at the other one now. So Stream Host is here. It's not all filled in, but that's fine. You guys can see it. Not a big deal. Okay. So what we have here is Steve Trimble and Alex Pena. They actually play each other fairly regularly. But what I'm asking them to do is bring 2 armies that want to run at each other.
Are they going to be comfortable with that kind of play?
Yeah, that's not
like
really
in their wheelhouse.
Steve's bailiwick. He's going to want to be cagey and play something more like a Tyler Bortel sort of list.
Right.
That game will be. We might have to fill a little bit on that time slot.
Oh, that's a fairly good point. So yes, I would like 2 super aggressive armies to slam into each other. That's what I'm looking for there. Then the time of the Mitch begins.
Yep.
Where it's midnight. Colin's got to go to sleep because he's going to have to do more stuff the next day. Mitch is taking over, and the first thing up is the Nocturnal RTT. This is a 3-round single elimination RTT that runs from midnight to 9 a.m. So in order to win it, you have to play nonstop from midnight to 9 a.m. That's how it works. So the first up is the round 1. We don't know who's in this tournament yet because the rest of the agenda has to settle, and then these will be filled in. But there's going to be 4 games in round 1. One of the games will be off stream. It's just the way it works for scheduling. I'll pick the game that is going to be the least interesting. And I'll be wrong, but I'll do my best. Then what we've got is the winners of those games will play on the big stream, and then the finals on that stream as well. Meanwhile, other things will happen that aren't scheduled. So that's okay. We'll get there. Nick and David, we're into okay. So now it's Friday morning. We've been going for not even 24 hours yet. We're just getting rolling. Nobody's pulled any muscles. Everything's great. And we're kicking it off with the worst list RTT, which I'm going to have to explain. So, by the way, Chuck, are you pleased with your first round matchup?
Oh, yeah, that'll be fun.
Okay, so
this is the thing I'm most excited for.
Okay,
I'm excited to see what weird concoction of awful I get, and I'm really excited to see somebody else do something with the one I'm giving them. Like I'm all in here.
Yeah, so let me explain. You can't ask people to bring terrible lists and then have them play them into each other because, like, people are competitive and they're going to want to win. So what we do is we take 8 people and we say, pick your favorite faction and make just a terrible list. Now, the lists have to make sense. So you can't say, well, I took the close combat detachment and then I only took guns. That's stupid. Or, oh, well, my unit here has a close combat special ability, so I made them gave them guns and no close combat weapons. Like, no, it's supposed to make sense, and it's supposed to ideally use the actual models. People like Chuck is a great example, has stuff from the last 30 years sitting on his shelves. Like, he can grab whatever model he wants. It doesn't have to be WYSIWYG. It doesn't have to have been kit bashed for whatever's the good thing for today. So everybody's...
Just to be clear, though, they are. Sorry.
Yes, fair. So all of those lists get handed to me, and I then hand them back out to people that roughly know how to play that faction-ish, and they then play a tournament. Okay, that's what's happening. Now, there's a couple tricks here. First of all, I don't want them to have time to rep these lists, but I also want them to have a chance to read their rules, because they might have been given units that they have no idea what do. And that's okay. That's part of the fun.
Hope so.
Yeah. So this is on Friday. So on Tuesday night, we're going to do a show. It's on YouTube right now. And I'm going to bring on a surprise guest from the Art of War, and probably a couple other people from the community, and that aren't going to be able to make it to Charity Hammer. And we're going to go through the lists. And and that is the first time everyone, including the people playing them, will see them, is Tuesday night. So we'll say, okay, so Chuck made this list. Actually, what we'll say is Chuck's going to play this list made by this person. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, everybody. I changed the way I'm going to do this to something much more fun.
Yeah.
Rewind. This changed in flight 30 minutes before we started. When we do this on Tuesday, I'm openly inviting any of the 8 people to come on. We will talk about these matchups in these lists live as you guys discover them. And I think that will be the best time. I will also bring on the official Art of War judge. That judge is going to determine which is the most awful list. The first prize winner of this tournament is who creates the most terrible list. So that's the first thing. The second thing is these lists have been given to people, and they now have to play a RTT with them. So this RTT they're going to play with them, whoever wins that will feel really good about themselves because they won with trash. That's the idea. What's extra fun for me is that I have names on this that know who their matchups are, and they don't even know what factions they're playing, let alone what armies. But they don't know what detachments, let alone what models. So we've got Chuck versus JT, Matt Evans versus Noah Badome. Noah's one of the owners of Aegis Games. Another of the nicest people in the community. He just got back from playing with Team Mexico, which is pretty cool, at the WTC. Tyler and Ben, both from Team USA, are playing each other. I think that's fantastic. But this is randomized. I didn't come up with these. Tyler versus Ben, both from Team USA, and 2 local heavyweights, 40K wise. Neither of them are okay. I'm not making jokes about their weight. Donald and Steve will also play. I know what everybody's playing. I'm ecstatic. So that's what's happening there. There's some other games going. I'm sorry, everybody. Something weird's happening. Okay. Just a second. Okay. Sorry, everybody. My computer threw an error message I didn't understand. Let's continue on. Okay, so we've got some more people matched up for games. These are 2 people that are brand new to Charity Hammer. I don't know either of them particularly well. I know that Zach, I don't know if he goes by Zachary, is very much into the Necrons, and I know that Tommy is very much into the Grey Knights. So this is 2 people that have passionate faction interests that I decided let's have them play each other. Okay, we'll come back to the next thing on that list because I'm really excited about it. So here's the RTT semifinals and finals. Someone's typing. Go ahead and mute yourself while you're doing that. And then it's just loud in my ears. I'm sorry. Okay, so then I have messed up the scheduling slightly and we'll fix it. But we then have a new piece of content that's called Necron, that's called Competitive Corner Game. I'm probably going to rename this between now and Charity Hammer. I don't know what it's called yet. Here's the idea. I take two people from Charity Hammer and I put them together and I say, I want a game that teaches people why this army is good competitively and how it functions in general, not a specific list. And then those two people come up with lists to play into each other and to do that game. And what I'm doing is I'm putting people together that know the faction. So Donald's actually doing something else at the same time. So it may not be Donald, but the idea is two people that love Necrons playing a game against each other, one person playing Necrons, and just talking about it. You know, I really love Necrons because of this. Or if I was playing Eldar back in the day, it's like, well, if Chuck and I were playing an Eldar game, actually it wouldn't be Chuck and I, but I would say, I really love playing Eldar because I don't like putting my things at risk. I don't like relying on durability. I like to use speed and jank to try to avoid losing my models. And then my opponent, who also likes Eldar, might say, oh yeah, that makes excellent sense to me because blah, blah, blah. So that's the idea. So we've got an Necron one followed by a Votann one. Exciting, Chuck?
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to love that.
Yeah, particularly with Votann. I have a lot to say there.
Well, and yeah, I know you do. And we had two different people come to me and say, is there going to be Votann content? When is the Votann content?
It is hard to find.
I don't know why that is. Do you know why that is?
I think they're kind of new to everybody still. Like, I think they've got a new problem. Right. Actually, Dan Miner's some of the most Votann content out there over on Mid-Table.
Yeah.
Oh, is he really? I didn't know that. He's bringing Votann for one one of the tournaments. He's playing Votann in the Nocturnal tournament.
Yeah.
Dan says he doesn't sleep at events. So yeah. Go ahead, Chuck. Sorry.
I mean, I like to watch all of his content there. And it certainly helped me grow and figure the factions out. So
yeah, I was gonna say that Miner has really, really good Votann takes too. So it's gonna be a lot of really.
I think the good part is we disagree on some stuff. So that'll be fun discussion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we have a big drop off in Canadians this year. I don't know if it's the new trade tariffs I put on them coming in or what it is, but Dan and JT McDowell are still coming down to represent good old Canada. So
no Alex.
We appreciate that. Alex unfortunately has a family situation and is unable to come.
Well, man, fine. I guess take care of the people you love.
Yes.
I suppose.
Yeah, and yes. Okay, so as entertaining as content is that, wow, as entertaining as it is to talk about people that aren't coming, let's go back to the ones that are.
Yes.
Okay, this is the thing I'm excited about. Bailey runs RPG sessions. He really likes the different 40K RPG settings. I believe that is a hot take. I think that not everybody agrees with that, but great. He has created a 6-hour one-shot that I actually have a description for you guys that I'll read.
Ooh.
This is
the
hot
radio
up.
voice.
I will. Yes, there is no other option. Okay, so and the players are going to be Dan and Mitch and Alex and Donald. Those people all opted in, so I hope they're all good at it. Okay, The Broken Worlds, a Rogue Trader RPG adventure. Come witness an intrepid crew of a rogue trader vessel as they follow their indomitable captain into the far reaches of the Imperial space and beyond. They go beyond the limits of Imperial space. They will face horrors that even the most elite of the Imperium soldiers would think twice about fighting, risking it all to become the most wealthy and powerful rogue trader house in the sector. Come join us for 6 hours of 40K swashbuckling at its finest. So,
hell yeah.
I'm all in on this. I have no idea how we're going to stream it, so that's a problem we'll resolve between now and then. But it's in this third stream is the room that we can mess around with throughout the event. So that's why it's there. Okay, cool. I don't know what's happening at 9 o'clock yet in that room. Potentially we're hosing it down. I don't know what's happening during the one shot. Okay.
There might be warp entities. We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right.
Could be a fair amount of ectoplasm.
So It used to be when Charity Hammer, the first several years of Charity Hammer, when we had Nanavati and Sigler and all these people that would end up being the names in 40K competitive for the next several years. When we had all those people, nobody was seeing those people getting to play each other at streams. So we just would put them all into each other and it was great content and everyone was happy. You guys don't need us to do that anymore. Like those people all fly to places where Joe is waiting. He's driven his RV there and he's ready to go. Like you guys can see these players play at WTC, at the World Championships, at these different things. So what we've tried to do is come up with content that's very different while still being about competitive 40K, because this is a competitive 40K event as much as I don't know anything about narrative 40K. Let's be honest. Okay. But I've invented a new thing called competitive narrative 40K. What's going to happen here, and this is one of the only games I'm playing. I think this is the only game I'm playing. JT McDowell and I are going to bring actual lists. Like the list I'm bringing is S tier garbage, like super gross, very good list. So the two of us are going to play an actual competitive game of 40K, but we're going to come up with each other for a story. We're going to come up randomly with the mission, and we're going to come up with a story that explains why our factions are there trying to do that mission. And then everything that happens in the game, we have to justify narratively as part of our story.
So I do this sometimes, and if you do this like at the top table of a tournament, your opponents get into it. Like they will be like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah. It's going to be great because it's going to be like, oh, I rolled 6 1s and my whole unit dies. It's like, oh, well, these Terminators, something's happened. I believe you got into their suits. Maybe there's a hole. I don't know. Like you came in and poured hot tea through an opening at night. I don't know. Something's happened. So that's there. And then Mitch and David Burdett both signed up to do this as well. So they have the second time slot. And Mitch, I think that the most fun way to do this is for you guys to come to at least the last little bit of ours and have some super hokey connection of the stories.
Sure.
It's just super janky and awkward because it'll be two completely different factions.
I mean, you guys are aware of the type of Space Wolf list I'm toying with currently. That's going to be an interesting narrative to forge.
That's exactly
no matter
right.
what.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Okay, so we got the Votann. We talked about that. Okay, now we're into the Saturday, the Friday night, Saturday morning. This is where the fatigue starts to happen for some people. They haven't realized that they normally sleep only at night and through most of night. So Mitch's crew, this is where people start trying to drop games and then are in the night so they can sleep. And we say, no, you agreed to do this. It's for the children. Why don't you care about the children? No,
true.
It's where we start swapping other people. Into
I have to get the cattle prod and go to people's hotel rooms. It's really ugly.
Yeah.
These are the games that you get nutty. It's always fun to watch.
It's very true. And nobody really complains about playing at midnight. And people don't really complain about playing at 6 a.m. It's really the 3 a.m. time slot that everybody wants nothing to do with. So I haven't assigned it yet because who's playing in the other things where they're playing matters. So anyways, I will assign that. Okay, then we get into the big event. Charity Hammer has always had a big tournament. It was a 8-person the first year. It's been up. The biggest we did with 32 people, single elim, and then we did a losers bracket as well. Because of the number of people we have coming, and because of how it's all laid out, I thought it'd be better to do a separate tournament. So we're doing an 8-person and we're doing a 16-person rather than doing a 24. And then we're also going to do that gives me freedom to put a lot of the other stuff you guys have seen on the agenda, the competitive 40K and the talking about the factions. And that's the stuff people have really been asking for, is that more playful content. Go ahead, Chuck.
Oh, that's exciting. I'm glad that you made the space for us to have some of this different stuff with that.
Yeah, I love the big tournament, but the thing I love about it is that people predict brackets.
Yeah,
that's what I like about it, and we can still do that with 16 people. We don't need 32 to do that. So the tournament starts on Saturday. There will be a bracket. Okay, the bracket will be up and available for you to get very soon. I think maybe I already posted the thing. It'll be up, and you're going to be able to go in there and predict your. Oh, that's right. we're gonna lists for that tournament are going to come up on Tuesday when we're doing the other show, and then the bracket will be live, and you'll have that's silly. We'll do the list far before that. Sorry, everybody. Like I said, organizing a lot a week before. Probably in the next day or two, we'll post all the lists and the bracket. You can look at the list. You can predict your bracket, and the winner is going to win that Age of Sigmar box set. So in the first round, we have some really fun matchups. We've got Josh into Alex. Josh is probably the most improved 40K player in our community. Years ago, Josh was very much I love 40K, but I am going to do my own thing and whatever sort of player. He would tell you the same thing. Now he's very into getting better. He listens to podcasts, he practices, he engages in banter about strategy at the games. It's wonderful. I'm so happy we get to include him. And I'm proud that he's seated in the very middle of the tournament this year. Oh, the tournament's seated by ELO. If you don't know what ELO is, check out 40K Stat Center. That's not what it's called. That's the older show. Stat Check. 40K Stat Check. Anyways, he's playing. Josh is bringing Tyranids, which is his favorite army to play. He is bringing, I'll just tell you, he's bringing a big smashy list that is very fun. Alex is going to bring Sisters, his favorite faction. I don't know if you guys know this, but Sisters are good. So I'm glad we have them represented. Also in round one, we have JT McDowell, who always tournaments Drukhari, and Donald Plummer's Tau. I'm sorry, Drukhari. No, I don't know. I don't actually follow. I don't honestly
It will
know.
actually be really interesting.
Yeah, I was
okay,
gonna
great.
say, as I played against Donald in that little event we had over a few weekends ago, and what Donald struggles with is high mobility stuff
Oh yeah.
that can screen him out and can punish him, kind of like and trade up. And so JT, I think, certainly can, like, depending on his list, I don't know what it is, but like that Dark Eldar have that ability.
Is he in the YouTube talking about this? I can't see chat.
Nope,
Not that I see.
Okay. Well, he was earlier, so that's fine. And then Chuck, you get Matt Evans.
Oh, okay.
So
I
you're
have a
bringing-
0 win rate in Sim, so that's not a good start. Maybe it's
Well,
time.
what if I tell you that he's playing Admech?
Oh, okay. Thank you. No,
So we've
I hear
got
they're
Vote.
improved. I don't actually know.
Yeah, they are improved, but Matt's playing Admech to prep for the 8-player team tournament that's coming up,
Okay.
which is great.
Well, I'll give them the best practice I can.
Yeah, exactly. And Admech is cool. I quite like a lot of their models. It'll be a neat game. I like the kind of mechanized dwarfs against the mechanized people. I don't know. Anyways, it's going to be cool. That's going to be a great game. Over here, we've got the first seed into the 16 seed is always a game. It's always a thing that happens. Steve is playing New Blood Angels. They come out that day. We're allowing it to be in the tournament. We are using the points on the back of the book that we know are fake. I have reason to believe that they are high. So not that they're on drugs, but that they are overpriced on the back of the book compared to what the actual points are going to be. And I've been also told that there's not a great deal of gotcha in the book. So we've decided to let Steve's excited to play them. They're a new thing. People are going to want to see the new thing.
Yeah.
So we're letting Steve play them. I think it's the right call, but that's what's up with that. He will almost certainly not be playing with 2,000 points of stuff because he's going to be using the book points. So just so everybody knows. Next up, we have Paul Winters into Noah Badome. Also just an amazingly fun game. Paul has the most beautiful Slaanesh army. So gorgeous. He only plays Slaanesh. He will absolutely be running at Noah. Luckily for him, Noah's playing Orcs and will absolutely be running at Paul.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Here. Just because you brought up Paul, where am I playing Paul? Is that in the schedule yet? Because that was my one game request. Because I have still, in a decade, not played Paul. I'm pretty sure it's already on the schedule, and that we haven't gotten to the middle of the night where it's happening yet. I want to hype that as soon. I just wanted to make sure it was there because I want to hype that shit. I like this. It was hard to abbreviate these and make them fit, and I like that Slan makes me think that like magical frogs are fighting the orcs. Well, no. If you had two ends, I would think that. But one end, I know it's demons. Okay. Then we've got Tyler Bortel, who is bringing Tyranids because GSC are just bad, says Tyler.
and playing against David Burdett, who is bringing one of the several people that have decided to bring Thousand Sons, which Chuck tells me are terrible and awful and not good at all.
Worst army ever.
Yeah. Yes, even Colin, who's not been paying attention to competitive 40K, knows how good they are. Next up is Bailey and Nick. This is great. These guys own a store together. So in the middle of the state, they're going to drive for like 3 hours to get here and then play each other at 6 o'clock in the morning. I asked them if they wanted me to adjust the pairings to make it so this wasn't a thing, and they were very excited about it. So I guess these guys play all the time. I don't know if they're best friends, but they're close friends, and their banter is great. So that's going to be Guard versus Dark Angels. And Nick is playing the Gladius Dark Angels, so the more commonly competitive version. Next up, we've got Ben Jurek. He is also bringing Thousand Sons because Thousand Sons are quite good right now. They're so hot right now. And then because they're the Suns. Tommy is bringing an army. Tommy only plays one thing, and it's Grey Knights. Well, I don't know if he only plays one thing, but Tommy's really into Grey Knights, so Tommy's bringing Grey Knights. Okay. And then this is another competitive.
That's a pretty significant matchup, actually, just because Grey Knights do have a fair amount of feel no pain options to be able to deal with Thousand Sons. And so that's interesting. That's a game I will definitely be paying attention to.
Yeah. And then we've got two two Grey Knight lovers doing one of those competitive corner games here as well. And then we move into round 2 of the tournament. I can't tell you who's playing in that round because it's single elimination and I don't know. And so that's what happens in those time slots. Then there's a game that I'm calling Let's Surprise Tyler. That's all you get to know.
Yeah.
Then that's Tyler Bortel from Take All Comers, I think is what their new show's called. He's Tyler Bortel from Best in Faction: The Next Generation in my heart.
Yeah, TNG is what I'll always
like. Take All Comers is pretty similar. Good vibe.
Yes, it does have a great vibe. I listened to an episode where they were talking about WTC lists, and I really enjoyed it. Okay. This is the other thing I'm really excited about, because last year I did this from midnight to 2 a.m. It was so fun, and we had technology problems, and no one saw it. It was the most I laughed in all of 2023, and people saw like a third of it. It was very disappointing. So here's the premise. This is a ridiculous, silly game show where people play 40K or 40K adjacent trivia or physical challenges, and they win prizes. But the prizes are silly. The prizes are sometimes extravagant and sometimes ridiculous. Last year, I bought incredibly inexpensive RC quads, ATVs, that were like this big. And I basically put them on a 40K table and they shot lasers at each other, but they were fast and the play control was terrible. So they kept knocking into the train and falling off the thing. Very silly, like I said. There was, whatever those paddles are that have the ball on them, and ding, 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 ding. We made people do that while giving us a narrative about why they love their faction so much. Tyler Bortel did his as beat poetry. And then JT McDowell, JT McDowell, I think, did his as a wrestler thing. Anyways, it was very good. So this year's games will be even better. I've put a lot more thought into them than I did last year. There's going to be trivia from 40K, and there's going to be a lot of silliness. Then what happens is when someone wins an event, I show the prize list to Chuck, not to the person that won a thing. That person picks a number off the list, and Chuck then tells them, do they want that prize, or does he think they want a different prize? And so they have to decide to go with the prize that they've selected, which they don't know what is, or go with the prize that Chuck is offering. We did this with Danny last year. Extremely funny. Danny's ability to continually offer the same number to people over and over again and not have them want to take it was particularly pleasing. The final prize that was given away was a long and very moist hug from Danny. That was the last prize that was given out.
He is the moist maker.
He is the often moist. It's true. So that's going to be 9:00. A lot of people from Charity Hammer will be participating in that. I know I probably didn't make it sound as fun as it will be. So this somewhere here, there you are, Mitch.
Hell yeah!
There you go. Friends finally playing is what I called that. It's wholesome.
Paul, well, just real quick, Paul and I have been seeing each other at tournaments for since 7th edition, and have never ever played a game together. Countless tournaments we both attended. Literally, we were supposed to round robin at Colin's house 2 weekends ago, and that even fell through. Thus, conspiring that this Charity Hammer would be the time.
What I'm hearing, Colin, is you should have a backup plan for that time slot.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah,
I think that's right.
Literally, the world might end if we play. That's my theory, but I'm here for that Armageddon. Knowing
Excellent.
Paul, it'll be sexy.
So it is now Sunday morning. Everyone is tired. Even the people that think they've done a good job sleeping, they are also tired. This is when some people go home. I'm just going to be honest. If they don't have content left, still to make, some people take off, but a lot of us are still there, still pushing to get to the finish line, and we do that with the big event of the weekend, which is the big tournament. So the semifinals round will be right before the finals. They're all right together right there. And then we do a wrap-up stream where the rest of the prizes, including that $800 gift card and the bundle of airbrushing materials and things and the Age of Sigmar, all that stuff will get given away in that period. And we'll also tell you how much we raised. The record's $50,000. So over here, we've got nothing happening. I'll have to fix that. But then over here, remember how we've got 4 Nicks? Well, I asked people who they wanted to play, and 3 of the Nicks said they wanted to play Alex. So what I've decided to do is put Alex into a Mortal Kombat style ladder system where he has to play the Nicks based on their ELO ranking. So whether or not he loses these, he has to keep going. But so he's going to do 12 hours of playing versus Nick.
I mean,
That's
it'll
what's
be
happening.
easy for him to remember what his opponent's name is.
Oh, it won't
Will
be
it?
because
Will it?
they won't have only one of them we named Nick.
Yep.
But he'll be able to say Nick at any time and get a response.
That's fair. That's fair. And I'm calling this Nicked to Death because I love that. But there are lots of puns that are good. So feel free to offer me your own puns. Because
Nickel to dime.
He's in Nick Deep.
Yes, and Nick Deep. Yes. Okay. There's a Nick of Time joke here, but I don't have time to put it together. All right. So that is the agenda. That's what we're doing. It is happening. I'm going to stop sharing so that it's really weird to not be able to see anything.
Will if he wins all of them, will he be a beatnik?
Yeah.
Oh, what do we get him for being a? Is it like a knit cap? Is that what a beatnik wears? Like what can we get him if he beats all 4 of them?
Oh man, probably a cigarette and some beat poetry.
Weird. I don't know.
A bag full of nickels.
Okay.
Did I break, Colin?
I've just got nothing. That's great. I'm good. Yep, I got nothing. So that's what's going on with Charity Hammer, but there's more. There's more.
There's
Wait.
more.
There's more. There is a Discord for you to follow all of this insanity. By the way, charityhammer.com doesn't work anymore. If you're the person that squatted on it, you're a bad human being. Sorry. I lost it for a day. Someone stole it. I'm not going to pay him $600 to get it back. So, anywho, we don't have charityhammer.com anymore. So what I've done is I've created a Google Doc that has everything all in one place. It's got the links. It's got the agenda. It has a description of what the different content is. The final one of those will be linked on this video. You guys can just look at that. It's a live update. It'll have the most recent agenda. It'll have all that stuff. But additionally to that, there's a link to our Discord. It has about 340K people in it right now. Not the best in tabletop Discord, just to not be confusing. There's a Charity Hammer community Discord. The idea behind that is that this is a party for all of 40K, not just for the people that are coming. I want you guys to get in there and talk with the players, ask for content. There's people in there asking for games. I'm putting the games on the agenda. You saw I have time slots open. Tell me what you want to see. Get in there tonight. Get in there tomorrow. Message me. Say, Colin, I want to see blah, blah, blah. I'm going to do it. Okay? We're trying to make sure that every faction is represented at some point in the weekend, even if it's just for a game. Some of them are really bad right now, so we have to, like, it might just be for a game that your faction is represented, but everybody will be represented. It just might be at 3 o'clock in the morning. So that's what I really would like you to do, is go into that Discord and hang out in there and get your updates as the event goes. In order to make that more appealing, I am doing challenges each day in that Discord and giving away raffle prizes to the winner. We did a thing where I had everybody share their painted Ahriman, because there's so much T-Suns at the tournament this year. And then I had my wife who has, I had my 13-year-old pick which Ahriman he liked the best. Does not matter which one was painted the best. The 13-year-old picked the one he liked. That's how we do things. Then we had people pick their oldest model. That was quite fun. We also had the favorite silly kit bash that my wife chose that one. I believe that the dinosaur riding dinosaurs almost won out, but then she saw this centaur thing with 4 arms, and so anywho, it's been quite fun. I'm going to do and post the next one of those.
Centaurs being popular with Charity Hammer people, I don't see it.
Not a centaur. Yeah. Too many limbs.
Octatars.
Octatar, that's right. Well, that would mean that a centaur is like a centipede and has 100. Anyway, whatever. So that's what's going on. I have no idea what I was talking about because I don't do this anymore. Charity Hammer, prizes.
Talking about the
Discord play
raffle prizes
challenges every day.
Yes, and throughout the weekend we're going to do trivia questions. No, we can't do trivia questions in the Discord. People have Google. Oh, we'll do it speed based. There you go. Mm-hmm. So we'll do trivia questions that are speed based in the Discord over the course of the weekend as well. It is very important that we have ways to win raffle tickets that are not by donating. That's important for inclusivity. It's also important for the law.
Legality.
Yes, legality as well. But it also is a good idea.
I mean, if you want to do lore questions that can't be Googled, you could do podcast lore questions for Best in Faction.
Well, that certainly would appeal to the 3 people that would know the answers.
We should at least be able to answer it.
Well,
I'm handing it to you, Mish. You're welcome.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Misha's just going to win. Like I trust Misha over me for memory of what of a Best in Faction related thing. That's like
and then Michael Timpe would verify it, and we'd all be like, "Yeah, that happened." Then, like, that's a verifiable reality.
Yes, that was documented. Okay, guys. Well, that was fun.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything else to tell people.
I'm excited. I'm glad we did this. It's nice to see the agenda and see stuff. And
I have a small, just a little bit here. I will be playing one of the most bonkers Space Wolf lists that imagination can come up with at Charity Hammer. It will not involve Wolf Jail, but I promise you it will be upsetting.
It has very little in common with Wolf Jail.
Yeah, nothing even.
Well, there might be someone that's in both lists.
Maybe.
I don't want to give your list away, so I'm not going to say anything more. But I'm going through it in my mind, and I think that it's all things that are not in Wolf Jail.
Yep. Yeah.
I think that is. You should use that as a description of the list.
Hashtag not Wolf Jail.
Yes, hashtag not Wolf Jail. By the way, if you guys don't know this, Wolf Jail is here. Wolf Jail's from Portland. Like, I really dig that. Evidently, all the podcast people were making fun of it, and then it ended up being good. And
it's so good.
And yet nobody's going to play it at Charity Hammer, as far as I know.
No, I have to be a special snowflake.
Yes, that's fine. Okay, everybody, we're a week out. Next Tuesday is going to be the thing where we talk about the terrible list. It'll be a hoot. Like Chuck knows he's playing JT, doesn't even know what faction he's playing, doesn't even know if he's using his own models. There is an army that he's bringing models for that he doesn't know about yet. So there's all types of things happening. So we'll go through that. Yeah, in addition to the models you're bringing for the army list you wrote, Chuck, and the models you're bringing for the tournament, there's another army you're bringing.
Hope I have the models.
Because it's not you or your opponent, I'm gonna let you'll have more warning.
Okay.
There might be some WOG at the tournament.
Okay, I have the models then.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you do.
Because what's WOG got to do with it? Everything. Okay, so that's what's going on. The terrible list thing will be next Tuesday. We'll also go through the lists for the 16 person. They're gross. I've looked at them. They are extremely competitive lists. There's several lists where I'm like, oh, I just don't want to. No, you can't make me.
It's a hard pass.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But what I'm really excited about this year is that, and this is a great note to leave it on. Every year we get better and better people. I'm not disparaging the people that have been before. They're all great. We have an awesome alumni of fantastic human beings. But the quality of people as it grows and people leave 40K and people come in, everybody at Charity Hammer is someone you're really going to enjoy listening to play 40K. And we always say that, but it's extra true. And that's something I'm really excited about.
It's the Charity Hammer guarantee.
Exactly right. The Charity Hammer guarantee.
You're going to love our commentary.
Yes, and at some point the internet will go down.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
it's
100%.
just gonna. Yeah. It's just we have upgraded my infrastructure to try to stop this from happening.
Going down at LVO, it's practically ceremonial.
It's really quite sad because the internet goes down. We're going to be back up in 5 minutes, but we lose like 80% of our audience.
Yeah.
Like people are just like, and then they like wander off and they're like, oh my God, it's light outside. And then we lose them.
They touch grass and realize there are better things to do than help children and all.
Well, that's not right. They're 40K players, not ultimate Frisbee players.
Let's not be crazy.
Yeah. Grass. Don't you know there's allergies to those things?
I meant flocking on basing. Thank you.
Oh, you meant like outside grass.
Okay. And on that free base joke, we're gonna wrap it up. So we'll see you guys. Yeah, so we'll see you guys on Tuesday, and then Charity Hammer on Thursday. Thank you all. We'll talk to you soon. Bye now.
See you later.
Bye.